Hey everyone, my name is Farah and this is my first booktube video. I'm Egyptian, by the way, and Farah is an Arabic name, obviously. It translates to joy. So, hence the name of my booktube, Joy in Books. This is my first booktube video. I think I've mentioned that. Anyways, I'm doing the booktube newbie book tag and I hope you enjoy this. Okay, let's do it. So, this tag was created by Brenda C, and I guess you already know that because it's pretty popular on YouTube. So, let's do that. Why did you start this channel? Okay, I've always wanted to start a booktube channel, like since I got into reading, since I discovered booktube, and honestly, I just wanted to do that because I love talking about books. I love books. I love reading them. I love talking about them. I love hearing other people talk about them. I love discussing books with other people. So that's why I started this channel. And to be honest, I wanted to do this for the longest time ever. But what really inspired me to start this channel was finding Ariel Bisset's channel. I mean, she is so inspiring. Just the way she's herself in front of the camera, just the way she laughs and discusses things. She's just such an inspiration to me. And honestly, one more thing, after reading Lily Singh's book, How to Be a Boss, this book really inspired me to start doing the things I've always wanted to do. She's really inspiring. She's a super successful person and one so successful. So I really recommend her book. And honestly, reading nonfiction for me is pretty boring. It gets boring very easily. But her book was never boring. Never. Her book just made it for me. So I really recommend her book. Okay, the second question. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? Okay, so as I've mentioned before, I'm Egyptian. I live in Egypt. So I'll be talking on this channel in English because most of the books I read are in English. So I think I can provide like a new perspective, like the point of view of people who like to read English books that are not native English speakers, that they can't always have access to these books because not all the publishers like deal with the bookshops we have here. So this can be really challenging for a reader here in Egypt. We can always get books online, but they're pretty expensive. So yeah, we can get it here for like less quality, but also less prices, so we can keep up. And we don't always have access to every book that is published here in Egypt. So this is a point of view I can provide. And honestly, I've only come across one booktuber who is also bilingual. I think her mother tongue was Portuguese. I really don't remember, and it was just this random video, and I was like, yeah, girl, do it. So yeah, so I hope I can provide something unique, a new perspective, and I can just share the struggles of my fellow Egyptian readers. What are you most excited for about this new channel? As I've said before, like just talking about books, just having interactions with people who like to read, and like doing bookish things and maybe connecting with people who can do these bookish things with me, because in my community there are not so many readers. So this is something I'm really, really excited for. So yeah, I hope this like actually comes true. Why do you love reading? Okay, so my mother, um, she's been a reader since she was 5 or something. So I was in my childhood, I was always exposed to books. But the thing that made it for me, one time I was young. I can't really remember how old I was. I'm 18 now, by the way. Anyways, I can't remember how old I was, and we were in Alexandria, Egypt, and we visited Bibliotheca Alexandria. It was very fascinating. It was very beautiful, and there was a bookshop near it, and mom went there to get some books for herself. And I was like, Mom, can I get some books? And she was like, can I get a book? It was just one book. Can I get a book? And she was like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. So I stood in front of the shelves, and there were so many books, so many options, and this one book talked to me, like attracted me to get it off the shelf. And if you're not a reader, you probably think I'm crazy. But if you are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, books just talk to you. So I got this book, and I read it, I finished it in a year or something. I really read it on and off. It was like a disaster. But after that one book, I was unstoppable. I read and read and read, and like, yeah, I love reading because it takes me يعني it takes me, sorry, يعني is an Arabic word, and it's like a filler word, like well, so I keep saying it. Anyways, um books take me to another world, lets me live another life. So books are pretty fascinating, and I have my mother to thank for the huge love of books I have. So thank you. What book or series got you into reading? Okay, so that first book I was talking about, it was The Mystery of the Drowning Man. It's an elementary book. It was part of a series, I think, but I never like read the other books. And then I read one of Sarah Descend's books. It was Looking for the Moon. Sorry, Keeping the Moon. Keeping the Moon. It was Keeping the Moon by Sarah Descend. And they are contemporaries, and I really loved it. Um, she, every time I read one of her books, she spoke to me like on a personal level. Every book discussed something I was facing in my life. So she really helped me through my teenage years, and her books was what really got me into reading. So I'm very thankful. They will forever have a special place in my heart, and it's like I preach by these books. Okay. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Okay, I was very excited about this question. So, I have two favorite booktubers, like they're my absolute favorite. The first booktuber who I really started like watching regularly, like waiting for his videos, is Jesse the Reader. So, like, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jesse the Reader. And there's nothing I really want to ask. It's just a thank you. And of course, Ariel Bissett, a huge thank you. If it wasn't for you, I would have never started Booktube. So, thank you. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be hardest to overcome? Okay, let's be honest here. I think the hardest challenge to overcome starting not just a booktube, starting anything on YouTube, starting anything on the internet is self-doubt. Because, and like I heard a lot of people talk about that, I would have started this channel way earlier if it wasn't for my self-doubt. I think this is something we all experience. We all have self-doubt, and I think I'll just do it. This is something I have to overcome, even with this video. Like, I'm doubting myself so much right now, but this is something that I know I want to do. So I'm just trying not to let my self-doubt, sorry, be an obstacle, because this is something I really want. I wanted to start a booktube channel for forever, and this is gonna be the hardest challenge I'll have to overcome. And also editing, because God, I hate editing, but I have my dear friend Salma who will help me, so thank you. When did you start reading? I think I was 12, 13. I started reading like children books way earlier, like just children books like Jack and the Magic Beans and stuff. Yeah, like Little Red Riding Hood, stuff like that. But like really started reading, think when I was 12. Where do you read? Oops. Okay, I read everywhere. I read everywhere. Yeah, I read on a swing one time, like a children's swing, like not just the ones you have on a porch or something. Like, yeah, I read everywhere, really, except the bathtub. One of my friends read in the bathtub, and she reads in the bathtub. I mean, how could you do that? You could ruin your book. Don't do that, please. So yeah, I read everywhere except the bathtub. Let's be clear about that. What kind of books do you like to read? Fiction. I rarely ever read non-fiction, except of course this babe here. Yeah, fiction. It's fiction. Because, come on, people, non-fiction is pretty boring. And I don't know, I love fiction. And to be honest, I mostly read contemporaries, but I hope I read more genres in the future. I read like one dystopian book, and it was The Darkest Minds. I haven't finished the trilogy, but hopefully I'll do soon. I will soon. Anyways, and I haven't read one fantasy book, but that will also change soon because I have the Night Circus and I can't wait to read it. And the reading rush is coming up, so I plan on like participating this year, and I'll do a video on that. So yeah, I hope I'll get into like different types of books soon. Okay, so these are just the questions. The tag is over, and I want to talk about something because I find this kinda weird. I never DNF books. I've only DNF'd one book in my entire life. I just couldn't. I couldn't. I read like 30 pages into that book or something, and I'm just, no, I can't take this. I'm not going to finish that book. And this happened only once. Sometimes when I'm really hating a book, I just brave through it. And sometimes it turns out good, but other times it turns out like why did I waste my time? Like, why? And I know this is gonna offend a lot of people, but one of these books was We Were Liars. Look, the writing is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But the ending, guys, that ending, please. If you understood the ending or it made sense to you or whatever, please tell me what it's about, because I don't understand anything. That book broke my heart. And it didn't give me the satisfaction an ending should give. So if you understand it, if you found satisfaction in that book, please tell me in the comment what's that about. Please, because I would really like to understand. So please explain it to me. Like, I need someone to explain it to me. So please do, be my guest. And hey, everyone is allowed to like what they like. No hate here. I'm saying that book was not for me, even though I enjoyed the writing, but I did not enjoy the plot. Like, not one bit. So please, preach to me about it. Tell me about it. And another thing, I have an irrational fear of TBRs. I never let my TBR pile grow. Like, I have to finish the books I have here before I like get another huge pile of books. Like, I just can't. I know like some people have a 100 plus TBR list or pile, but I can't. And I can't. It's such an irrational fear. Like, I have to read all the books I have before getting new ones, except if it's like 3 books. Then no, I need more books. I can't have just 3 books. Like, whoa, what? I need to have like this safe thought that I have so many books to read. So I can never grow my TBR, like, never. And this is something I'm actually proud of. Like, I'm not shaming anyone if you have 100 plus books on your TBR pile. I mean, that's great. You can just have your little library at home. You can have your little like store at home, but like, I don't know. I can't do it. I can't. And it's something that I like, to be honest, because I don't have a lot of space for books, to be honest. So I don't want books lying here unread. So yeah, don't hate me. And okay, so something I want to talk about before this video ends. I'm moving soon. I'm getting new shelves. This is something very exciting. So I'm gonna be filming the packing and unpacking of my books, and I hope this comes out soon. I'll be doing a video for the reading rush, and what else? I'll have a sip of coffee. And oh, my videos are gonna be way more regular when I'm done moving out and moving in, because I don't know if I'll have time for filming and editing and stuff. But after I'm settled in like, I think 2 months time, give or take a week or two, I'll be posting like way more like regularly. So yeah, excuse me for any accent, because obviously English is not my mother tongue. So excuse me if there's like accent, grammar mistakes, stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope we'll be friends. Like, I hope you subscribe if you like the video. See you.